So welcome back to another episode of Faith on Friday. In this case, we're going to Kansas. I think this is actually the first Kansas case I've ever covered, if my memory serves me correctly, because nothing really happens in Kansas. So, but of course, it's a murder channel, so we're going to cover a murder case in Kansas. Wichita to be specific, so at least it's a major city. So there's not a lot of information, at least in my opinion, about this one, but we're just going to go get straight into the video.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So our killer, Elizabeth Woolheater, was born on May 25th, 1995. She would give birth to a son named Anthony on July 23rd, 2015. So when she's like 20, so when she gave birth to Anthony. So she, in 2015, so the same year Anthony's born, she dates this guy named Lucas, I think, for like a year, and then she breaks it off with him because he's controlling and he's doing drugs. And apparently Lucas was born on January 21st, 1993. And so in 2016, he is arrested on 2 counts of making threats, but those charges are eventually dropped. In 2017, there will be allegations of child abuse against Elizabeth from her own father. And so on the fateful day of May 4, 2018, Anthony apparently was given a hot dog for breakfast. He refused. It wasn't like a breakfast hot dog, like with breakfast condiments. It was just a regular hot dog that they had for breakfast. And he refused to eat it. Elizabeth responded by beating him. It's said that Elizabeth beat Anthony while Lucas was force feeding the hot dog into his mouth, and Elizabeth later claimed that she left the room and she heard Lucas beating Anthony. So of course Lucas denies this and basically says those injuries came from falling out of the bed, which that's what they all say. Lucas's mother apparently was actually a nurse, and when she saw Anthony, I guess for herself, she immediately said, call 911, because Anthony sadly did eventually become unresponsive. And Elizabeth apparently said she wasn't sure if it was necessary to even call 911. So, of course, 911 eventually gets called. Anthony gets rushed to the hospital, but sadly, of course, he winds up dying 2 days later. His injuries included extensive trauma to the head, broken nose, fractured rib. His eyes were swollen shut, red bruises to his eyes, bruises to his spine, and swelling of his brain. So, very serious injury, allegedly, all over a hot dog. So, of course, both of them are obviously arrested, since Lucas is now officially dead. Both their bails are set at $250,000. Not together, a piece, so $500,000 each. $500,000 combined, but they have $250, $250,000 each for bond. So then Elizabeth takes a plea deal. She is sentenced to 20 years on charges of child abuse and murder. And Lucas was set to 60 years, with the earlier release being in 2060. So yeah, that was the case of Anthony Brunn, a child who sadly lost his life, allegedly, over hot dogs. Of course, I always say allegedly because I never know the story. There wasn't a lot of information on this case. I was not there. I did not know anything. But what we do know is that a child is sadly no longer with us. And so, of course, I felt that this case should be covered because, well, it was a child that died. So, of course, somebody's got to do it. So yeah, with that being said, that's it for this episode of Faith on Friday, and I will see you guys at the next one. Bye!
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless, I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt, never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm, I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead